the names of the demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of the Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the orders of the spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic scriptures and portions to the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6. To give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, Karma Kanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10. To not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success, Krishna Prema. So once again, I thank everyone for joining Bhakti Sanga conference call. Let us move on to the next part, that is the Srimad Bhagavatam class. May I know all are joining the call today?
हरे कृष्ण भगवती वसुधा माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम, शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय, प्रीतिदासी फ्रॉम शार्लोट। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna, Preeti Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्णा भगवती वसुधा माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम, शील प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय। दिस इज श्यामा गौरी देवी दासी फ्रॉम शार्लेट।
Hare Krishna, Shama Guru Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी।
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas.
Hare Krishna, Vanita Gandharika Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaji. My humble obeisance to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Brahma.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devidasi from Cincinnati.
Hare Krishna, Yashamati Priya Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, all glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to somebody. This is Mahini Lakshmi from Vitral.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, is there anyone who would like to introduce on the call today?
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Induleka Karna Devidas.
Hare Krishna, Induleka Karuna Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to all the assembled devotees. This is Sushmita from Canada.
Hare Krishna, Susmita Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, I welcome all of you once again. Thank you everyone for joining today's Bhakti Sangha conference call. So today we are really fortunate to have His Grace Krishna Dhan Prabhuji to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam from verse 7.5.31 onwards. Before I hand over the call to Prabhuji, I would like to hand over the call to Mataji for the brief introduction. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavad Pranam. I have obeisances to all the assembled devotees, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Yes, here's a brief introduction for our today's speaker. His is Krishna Dhan Das. Krishna Dhan Prabhuji is a senior brahmachari and a full-time preacher at ISKCON Nasik since 2008. Prabhuji is presently the president of ISKCON Nasik and looks after youth preaching activities in Nasik. As the founder and director of Samruddhi School of Leadership, Prabhuji has been stressing on how crucial it is to train and guide the teenagers. Prabhuji's recently published book, Get Set Go Students Success Handbook, which is highly acclaimed for its lucidity and a practical guide in Krishna consciousness. Prabhuji's motivational speaking has struck chords with many industrialists and also youth in bringing all to the platform of Krishna consciousness. Prabhuji's seminars and courses based on Vedic scriptures have found a niche among corporates and colleges across Mumbai. Prabhuji is also the committee member of Gopal Garden High School. Here's a brief introduction, Mataji. Over to you.
Thank you, Anjali, for the brief introduction. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for joining our call. And we are really fortunate to hear from you now. And we are done with the introduction, Prabhuji. Then please take over the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So it's my pleasure to be here with all of you again. Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhu.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guroho Sri Yutapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Namah Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin iti namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So we are discussing today from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 5, the saintly son of Hiranyakashipu Prahlad. Text number 31. Nate viduh swartha gatim hi vishnum durashaya bahirarthamaninaha andhayathandhaye upaniyamana tepi shatantrayam urudam nibaddhaha. Very important and famous slok from Srimad Bhagavatam. We are reading translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Persons who are strongly entrapped by consciousness of enjoying material life and who have therefore accepted as their leader or guru a similar blind man attached to external sense objects cannot understand that the goal of life is to return home back to Godhead and engage in the service of Lord Vishnu. As blind men guided by another blind man miss the right path and fall into a ditch, materially attached men led by another materially attached men are bound by ropes of fruitive labor, which are made of very strong cords, and they continue again and again in the materialistic life, suffering the threefold miseries. Purport. Since there must always be a difference of opinion between demons and devotees, Hiranyakashipu, when criticized by his son Prahlad Maharaj, should not have been surprised that Prahlad Maharaj differed from his way of life. Nonetheless, Hiranyakashipu was extremely angry and wanted to rebuke his son for deriding his teacher or spiritual master, who had been born in a Brahmana family of a great sage, Acharya Shukracharya. The word Shukra means semen and Acharya refers to a teacher or guru. Hereditary gurus or spiritual masters have been accepted everywhere since time immemorial. But Prahlad Maharaj declined to accept such seminal guru or take instruction from him. An actual guru is Shrotriya, one who has heard or received perfect knowledge through parampara, the disciplic succession. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj did not recognize a seminal spiritual master. Such spiritual masters are not at all interested in Vishnu. Indeed, they are hopeful of material success. Bahir Artha Maninaha. The word Bahi means external, Artha means interest, and Manina means taking very seriously. Generally speaking, practically everyone is unaware of the spiritual world. The knowledge of the materialists is restricted within the 4 billion mile limit of this material world, which is in the dark portion of creation. They do not know that beyond the material world is the spiritual world. Unless one is a devotee of the Lord, one cannot understand the existence of the spiritual world. Gurus, teachers who are simply interested in this material world are described in this verse as andha, blind. Such blind men may lead many other blind followers without true knowledge of material conditions. But they are not accepted by devotees like Prahlad Maharaj. Such blind teachers, being interested in the external material world, are always bound by strong ropes of material nature. न ते विदुः स्वार्थगतिं हि विष्णुं दुराशयाये बहिरर्थमानिनः अन्धा यथान्धे उपनीयमानास्तेऽपि शतन्त्र्यां हृदां निबद्धाः. So this is the verse. So what is being going on is in this 7th canto 5th chapter Srimad Bhagavatam, we all know that Hiranyakashipu has ordered the gurus, basically Chanda and Amarka, to bring Prahlad to him. So in the previous chapter, we learned that when the first time Prahlad was brought in front of Hiranyakashipu, and then as a father always have a inclination to ask to the son, what did you learn? The best thing in the school, please tell me. So the first time when Prahlad was brought in front of Hiranyakashipu, he told that, Manam gato yad harimashrayeta. Tatsadu manne asuravarya dehinam sada samudvigna dhyam asagrahat hitvatma patam guhamandapupam vanam gato yad harimashrayeta. You are a asuravarya, the expert demon, the greatest demon amongst all the demons. But Sada samudvigna dhyam asadgrahat. Asadgrahat, those who have captured the asat element in their hearts. And sada samudvigna, their minds are always agitated because of that. They should go to forest and worship Lord Vishnu. Then Hiranyakashipu got angry and then told Chanda and Amarka specifically to instruct him properly. And then they followed orders of Hiranyakashipu, tried to teach him through so many demoniac ways. And again, Prahlad was brought. So in the 5th chapter, 2-3 verses before only we saw Hiranyakashipu again inquires, what is the best thing, my dear son, you learned in the school? And the famous shloka is quoted by Prahlad Maharaj, which you must have discussed a few days ago. Shravanam kirtanam Vishnoho smaranam pada sevanam archanam vandanam dasyam sakhyam atmanivedanam iti pumsarpita Vishnu bhakti chennava lakshana kriyeta bhagavatyadha tanmanne adhitamuttamam. So I consider this to be the best. What? This ninefold process of devotional service applied to Lord Hari. This is what I consider it to be best. And then when Hiranyakashipu heard this, he became very furious. And he asked Prahlad, from where are you learning this? First of all, he scolded Shanda and Amarkand. He said, don't scold us. This is not what we have taught him. But he has learned that. And there is no fault of ours in this. And then Hiranyakashipu is actually talking to Prahlad and asking him, from where did you learn this? And then he says that I have, and he says that no one can learn this who is having interest in the material objects. Matirna Krishna, yesterday's shloka. Matirna Krishna parata swato va mitho vipadyeta griha vartanam adanta gobhir vishatam tamishram punah punah char vitacharvananam. One cannot think of Krishna, one cannot understand this subject matter even by his own intelligence or by help of others. Griha Vratanam. Those who are too much attached to materialistic way of life, they cannot understand this. And then Hiranyakashipu might have inquired. Actually, all these shlokas which are quoted by Prahlad, few shlokas, Sridhar Swami in his commentaries mentions, the connection between the shlokas also. That Hiranyakashipu might have asked, if your Lord Vishnu is so great, and then there is so much of pleasure in serving him, then why not everyone worships him? And then Prahlad Maharaj quotes today's verse, that these people, te nate viduhu swarthagatim hi Vishnu. Okay, those people who don't understand that the ultimate interest is service to Lord Vishnu, or the ultimate object, the goal of life is attaining the abode of the Lord. Because of many things, dhuraasa. So we will talk on this today's verse then. So dhuraasa is proper translate this as being ambitious to enjoy the material world. This is dhuraasa. Ashay means what I consider to be my goal of life, or what I consider to be of some value, and what I consider to be something great achievement. That is called as ashay. Ashay is something like aim of life. And dhuraasa. One is su-ashay, one is dhuraasa. Su-ashay means the good aim of life, and dhuraasa means the bad aim of life. So dhuraasa means those who have the bad aim of life. What can be the bad aim? Prabhupada translate this immediately as to enjoy the material world is the bad aim of life. And those who are bahir arthamaninaha, and Prabhupada beautifully breaks up this word in his purport. Bahi means something external. Artha means interest, and maninaha means taking very seriously. So artha also means something of some value. Artha and unartha. Artha means that which is of some value, and unartha which is of no value or unwanted thing. So artha, bahi means something external. Artha, considering that to be manina means to consider. So to consider something external as valuable, this is bahir artha manina. So dhuraasa means their aim of life is contaminated. Their aim of life is just to enjoy. And bahir artha manina, they give value to things which are external to them, or those things which are in the material world, external material world, they give value to them, which is contrary to the definition of yogi, which is given in Bhagavad Gita. In 5th chapter of Gita, Krishna defines that yogi, he is not bahir arthamaninaha, but he is antah arthamaninaha. Bahir means something external, looking enjoyment through the senses and sense objects. That is bahir arthamaninaha. But he is antar arthamaninaha means he rejoices within. योऽन्तः सुखोऽन्तरारामस्तथान्तर्ज्योतिरेवयः स योगी ब्रह्मनिर्वाणं ब्रह्मभूतोऽधिगच्छति. Your antah sukha, his happiness is within. Antar arama, he is comfortable within. Your antah sukha antar arama tathantar jyotirevayah, and he is guided from within, the light within. The yogi Brahma Nirvana Brahma Bhutodhigachati. He can obtain that ultimate Brahman, the supreme Brahman. So here Bahirartha Manina means allowing your senses to enjoy the objects. And Antaha Artha Manina means not allowing them to rejoice outside, but allowing them to rejoice within, or by turning towards the super soul, or by turning towards the Supreme Lord. So basically, a U-turn of the senses. Senses are naturally inclined to enjoy by getting distracted towards the objects of the senses. So what we are doing, we have to turn them towards the super soul or the Supreme Lord. So Bahirarthamaninaha towards the Antah Arthamaninaha. So this is what Prabhupada writes, that Bahirarthamaninaha. And so basically, ultimately, Artha means what we give value to, what we consider valuable. I remember when in our childhood, we used to play, different games we used to play as kids. So one of the games was we used to assign ourselves. We used to assign some value to some cards, and the cards were nothing but the packets of the cigarettes. Like some cigarette packets used to be there, and whatever the brands they had imprinted on them, we used to give value to them. So this brand of cigarette Wills, it is 400 points, and then these brands of Foursquare, this has 500 points. So like that, we used to assign points to them and play a game, and at the end decide the winner who has got more number of points, right? So that's how we used to play. And from where did you get these packets in empty packets? So some of the kids, they used to go and stand near the pantapuri wala, those who are sellers of cigarettes. So once the packets gets over, and they used to throw it in the dustbin. So these kids used to collect from the dustbin. So basically, I used to observe that what I was also a part of them. So when a smoker used to come, he used to take some cigarettes, smoke there only, and the empty packets he used to throw in the dustbin. And these boys who had assigned some value to the packet, actually, they used to say, "Hey, look at this man. He has thrown 400 points in the dustbin." So these kids would consider that person to be a mad fellow, right? And because that person actually who was interested in the cigarettes, and these kids, they would grab the packet which is in the dustbin. So that fellow used to consider these persons as mad, What is it? They're just running behind the packet. Actually, I'm enjoying the content like that. So actually, that was not the enjoyment as such, but still, Artha, what you consider to be valuable. So similarly, those kids, they have assigned some value to the packet of a cigarette. So similarly, we have assigned some value to the things of this world, right? Okay, someone has this car, someone has this beautiful thing to enjoy, someone has this in life, someone has that in life. So all these things, we have actually defined happiness, or some tag, some value to this Artha. And when someone who is above this stratum, he must be laughing on us. What is this? You consider this to be happiness? Oh, so like that, like that person was smoking, he would laugh at the kids. So similarly, those who are like we have this in Bhagavad Gita, second chapter. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati sanyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato munehe. What is considered to be night for a materialist is the day for the self-realized soul. So their value system is totally different. Basically, the shloka is, even if you see in the etymological sense, that is also true. What is night of a materialist is the day for the spiritualist. It means in the Brahma Muhurta, materialist sleeps and the yogi is awake. So in literal sense also the shloka is correct. But what is the meaning of the shloka is basically the value system. Artha, what you give artha to. So what the materialist give value to something that the spiritualist consider to be insignificant. So this is artha actually. So artha means what you give value to. And as I said, unartha means of no value. And we as a spiritual practitioners, we are trying to practice bhakti just to overcome the anarthas in our heart, right? And artha means something valuable. Anartha means of no value. It is anartha. It is of no value. And in today's society, if you see, these anarthas are considered to be artha, right? Just to give some understanding of this, lust, that is glorified in the world. The more you are romantic and the more you are lusty and the more you are hanging around with opposite genders, that is considered glorious in colleges today. One of the students, we are actively involved in college preaching, and one of the students actually, he came to me and he looked a little depressed. I don't know, what is the thing? You seem to be morose. He said, Prabhuji, there are so many students and everyone has girlfriend, I don't have. So people tease me, chota bachcha hai. So like that, So to be lusty, to be greedy, greed is considered great. That was a tagline of some of the industries, greed is great, like that. If someone is taking a position of a controllership and getting angry, then people say, yeah, angry young man, something like that, glorified. So lust, anger, greed, these things are considered to be assets and people appreciate and people value them. Actually, there is no value in that. Gita, on the contrary, says, Trividam narakassedam dwaram nashanam atmaha kamah krodha tatha lobhas tasma detatrayam teje. These three things will take you to hell. They will open the doors to hell. Kam, krodha and lobh, lust, anger, greed. And the same lust, anger, greed, actually, materialists, they consider it to be artha, but spiritualists consider it to be unartha. They are of no value. So basically, anything which is external to the soul, and when the soul start identifying with these other things, external things, bahir artha manina, and you give some value to these external objects, then actually the degradation of the soul begins. So the soul rather should turn to the super soul. And even if someone develops some interest, gives some artha to spiritual subject matters, then there are also say, this world is full of cheater and cheated, because people want to get cheated in the market. So even if they get attracted to Vedas, but they will get attracted to the flowery language of the Vedas. Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadantya vipaschitah vedavadarataha partha nanyadastiti vadinah kamatmanah swargapara janma karma phalapradam kriya vishesha bahulam yogaishwarya gatim bhogaishwarya gatim prati. Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, they are called as Vedavadarata, so-called followers of the Vedas. They are attracted by the flowery language of the Vedas. Very amazingly, I was reading the third canto. And Prabhupada says that why this is called as the flowery language, because the flower has a smell which doesn't last long. You smell the flower, and after some time, the fragrance of the flower is gone, and there is nothing left. So they are called as the flowery language of the Vedas. Yamyamam pushpitam vacham. Pushpitam means flowery language. Pushpitam vacham. Pravidanti avipashtitah. Avipashtitah. Those who are not able to see, listen the truth, they consider this as a very flowery language. Wow. Why it is called flowery? Because they swargagatim. They want to go to heaven. But Prabhupada compares this analogy of a flowery language to a heaven also. That flowery language, the fragrance of the flower is not permanent. It fades and it goes away. Similarly, the destination they achieve, Swarga, heaven, that also goes away. Tetam bhuktva sarga lokam vishalam kshine punya martya lokam vishanti. Bhagavad Gita 9.21. They'll enjoy that for some time, but they'll again degrade down. Kshine punya, when the punya becomes kshina, when the stock of punya exhausts, then martya lokam vishanti, they'll have to again come back. So very wonderfully Prabhupada mentions this, that this is the flowery language. You smell, you go up, you go down. The smell is no more now. So they're attracted by flowery language, and obviously that there are cheaters available here. Then the people will say, do this puja, do that, and so like that. Those who don't even know what is the content of the Vedas, Vedaischa sarver ahameva vedya vedanta krit veda videvachaham. 15.15 Gita Krishna says that I am the essence of the Vedas, I am the knower of the Vedas, and through the Vedas I am to be known, I am the compiler of the Vedas, but people don't know that. But people are attracted by the flowery language of the Vedas, and there are some blind men who are entrapped in this, and those people who are following the blind men blindly, so whichever direction the leader of these blind men takes them, they will land up there only, right? So if consider these 4 persons going in line, 4 persons going in the line, this is the leader, let us say, and all these they are just following. So this person is blind and he is going in this direction, and all these persons, they are following him, and this person while walking, excuse me. So this person while walking, he falls into a ditch. What will happen to all these 3? They will also fall into ditch only, right? So they will fall. So andha yathandahir, very wonderful. Prabhupada has quoted this shloka many number of times. If you search in folio, Prabhupada has quoted this shloka in many purposes, many of his lectures as well. Because people are actually cheat. Even this bahir artha maninaha and this dhuraasa is so strong in the hearts of the people that even if they turn to spirituality, but they turn to spirituality for the sake of some material benefit only. And so basically, what we can see, the 3 faults of materialists have been mentioned here. So what Prahlad Maharaj says, Nate vidu swarthagatim hi Vishnu. They don't understand the Vishnu is swarthagati. Swarth means what? Swarth means swa-artha. Swa means who are you? I am a soul. Swa-artha means what is the most valuable thing for my swa. Basically for me, for the soul, is swarthagatim hi Vishnu. Vishnu is the topmost swarthagati. So the 3 faults of the materialist, Natevidi Swarthagati Vishnu, Durashaya, Bahirarthamanina, and Andha Yathandhar Upaniyamana, Tepi Shatantram, Urudam Nibaddaha. They are bound up by the strong cords of materialism. So these are the 3 faults of a materialist, because of which they don't understand their self-interest, which is Vishnu, the ultimate goal of life. Now, this is the contextual thing I'm mentioning. I just mentioned in the beginning that if Hiranyakashipu asks that why everyone don't worship that Supreme Lord who is the master of all, and by serving him you get so much of pleasure, then why don't everyone serve him? And then Prahlad is giving the reason. These are the reasons why these people don't worship the Lord. So what are these flaws? Durashaya, Bhairatamaninaha, Andayathandar. So Durashaya, Ashaya, we saw that aim of life, and Durashaya means the polluted aim of life. So their aim of life is to enjoy. Bhairatamaninaha is they are always allowing their senses to be captivated by the sense objects, and they consider something external to the soul as valuable. And Andayatha, even if some spiritual interest awakens in them, there are people who are cheating them, even in the name of religion. So these are the three flaws. So this is the contextual thing what we are saying. Now let us see something textual. Textual means so contextual means what is happening in the context, in the storyline, how the story flows, and the text means what the particular text says, and what we can learn from this particular text for our life. So now when we talk about three flaws, so every living entity has these three flaws, and therefore, by the way, we are here in this material world, and we are also trying to practice spirituality to get rid of these three flaws. So how do we get rid of these three flaws, inherent three flaws of a living entity? So the first flaw is durashaya. Durashaya means the aim of life, the polluted aim of life, we say, This can be eradicated by Shravana. Through the process of hearing, our aim of life is purified. Durashaya. From where did I get this word polluted aim of life? From Srimad Bhagavatam actually speaks about this. 2nd canto, 2nd chapter, 37th verse. And which talks about aim of life also and how to purify the aim of life also. Pibanti ye bhagavat atmana satam kathamrutam shravana puteshu samhrutam punanti te vishaya vidushit ashayam vrajanti tacharna saroruhantikam. Pibanti, those who drink. What is to be drunk? Pibanti ye bhagavat atmanah satam kathamrutam. They drink the nectar of the Krishna Katha. Through what? Usually we drink to the mouth, right? Milk you take through the mouth. Water you take through the mouth. Pibanti, they drink Krishna Katha. Through what? Kathamrutam Shravana Puteshu. You drink like this. Shravana Puteshu. Through the whole of the year. And how much quantity to be drunk? Samvrutam. Samvrutam means to the fullest extent. It is overflowing. Like we have a glass, you pour water and you pour so much that the glass overflows, right? Similarly, you hear so much that the ears overflow. What is the effect of that? Punanti, they will be purified. Punanti te vishaya vidushit ashayam. Vidushit ashaya, here Srila Prabhupada translate as polluted aim of life, which is equivalent to durashaya in this verse, today's discussion. So durashaya is equal to vidushit ashaya. Dushit means to get contaminated. Vidushit is vishishta rupena dushit, completely polluted. Ashaya means the aim of life. So completely polluted aim of life is purified. Punanti. So not only that, by hearing Krishna Katha, what happens? Punanti te vishay vidushit ashayam and vrajanti tat charana sarorohantikam. They will be taken, uplifted to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord in the spiritual abode. So the aim of life needs to be purified through the process of hearing, Shravana. And therefore, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So we need to hear. Because of that, our Ashay, the aim of life is purified. And that through hearing we get Sambandha Dhyan. Actually, if you read Srila Prabhupada's books and when you hear daily, one thing has to be always there. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We are his part and parcel and our duty is to serve him. That is basically Sambandha Gyan. So Sambandha Gyan, we often through the process of hearing, which is very much essential, and Srila Prabhupada has fully given it in his purports. Prabhupada's books are loaded with Sambandha Gyan. And therefore, sometimes some devotees say, why there is so much of repetition? Itna repetition, hey, then also we don't understand, right? So, we need to purify our goal of life. Punantite vishaya vidushit ashayam. That can happen through hearing. And therefore, of all the limbs of bhakti, there are 9 limbs which are very powerful. Sakala sadhana sreshta navavida bhakti Krishna prema Krishna dite dhare mahashakti. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells Sanatana Goswami. Sakala sadhana sreshta. Of all the spiritual practices, Sakala sadhana sreshta navavida bhakti, this 9-fold process of devotional service is all powerful. Krishna prema Krishna dite dhare mahashakti. It can give you Krishna prema. Krishna dite, it can give you Krishna. It can make you obtain Krishna and love of Krishna. This is the potency. And this Navavida Bhakti Prahlad only told to Hiranyakashipu, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam. So all these 9-fold, it begins with what? It begins with Shravana. So Prahlad knew that the most important aspect is Shravana. And Prabhupada also writes, beautiful. One of the longest purports given by Srila Prabhupada is to this verse, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam. So Prabhupada writes, the devotional service beginning with hearing and chanting is very important. So Shravan and Kirtan, they are 2 basic and important limbs of spiritual practice. And we all know, so Srimad Bhagavatam emphasizes this Shravan. Even Bhagavad Gita, for that matter, Bhagavad Gita has 18 chapters and they are divided into 3 sections, 6, 6, 6. So first 6 chapters are Karma Yoga, middle 6 chapters are Bhakti Yoga, and the last 6 chapters are Jnana Yoga. So even if you take just middle 6 chapters out, let us take that portion and zoom it. So now we have 7 to 12 chapters with us, and let us say the 7th chapter begins. So 7th chapter begins, now Bhakti section is beginning. So when the Bhakti section is beginning, how can Krishna forget Shravan? Maya sakta manapartha yogam yunjanmadashrayah asamchayam samagram mam yatha jnasyasi tachruno tachruno tachruno. Hear that from me. First verse of 7 chapters, Krishna is emphasizing hearing. And it is the Bhakti section. So when the Bhakti section is beginning, chapter 7 to 12, Krishna opens it. The first verse is hear about me from me. So this hearing is so very important. Prahlad, who is one of the 12 great Mahajans, he is emphasizing hearing. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu emphasized hearing. Srila Prabhupada emphasized hearing. Lord Krishna in Gita, the Bhakti section, he emphasizes hearing. So what greater emphasis do we need other than these stalwart personalities emphasizing hearing? And the effect of that is what Srimad Bhagavatam tells, that your polluted aim of life will be cleared. And this pollution, actually, polluted aim of life, pollution we all know, right? We breathe the fresh air. When the air is polluted, we don't feel happy, right? So why people are not happy? Because the aim is polluted. We just get some statistics in the metropolitan cities, where the pollution is too much. Like Mumbai you go, in India I'm talking about, or in Delhi you go, lot of pollution. The statistics reveals that if you live in the most polluted cities of the world, you will die 10 years early. So your lifespan reduces, you're not happy, there are so many diseases, lung diseases and skin diseases like that, because of the pollution. Similarly, because of the pollution of material enjoyment, the soul is suffering. We are in the diseased condition. And what is the medicine for this diseased condition is Harikatha and constant hearing of Harikatha. So when we hear daily, then actually our aim of life is purified. And not only that, we are taken slowly and slowly. Varjanti tacharana saroruhantikam. We are taken to the lotus feet of the Lord as well. The second flaw, we are discussing the 3 flaws. The first flaw we discussed was dhuraasa, the polluted aim of life. And what is the antidote for that? Shravanam. Second is bahir artha maninaha. Bahi means external, artha means we are giving value manina means they consider that. So considering outside objects other than the spirituality to be of some value. The greatest gift of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whose appearance day will be celebrated very soon, he came to give us that gift which no other incarnation has given. Anarpita charim chirat karunaya avatirna kalau. In Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared out of causeless mercy to give that which no other incarnation has bestowed. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give these 5 gifts. And one of the gift is Premo Pumartho Mahan Aradhyo Bhagavan Brajesha Tanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachidupasana Vrajavadhu Vargenaya Kalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam Premo Pumartho Mahan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhur Matamidam Tatradaro Na Para. These 5 things are talked about. Aradhya Bhagavan Brajesha Tanaya. Who is the most worshipable Lord? Aradhya Bhagavan Brajesha Tanaya. Brajesha Tanaya. The son of Nanda Maharaj is worshipable object. That Dhama Vrindavanam, the greatest Dham is his residence place, Vrindavan. Ramya Kachid Upasana Vrajavadhu Vargenaya. The greatest form of worship is the worship shown by gopis. And the next is Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam. The topmost reference point is Srimad Bhagavatam. And 5th is Prema Pumartho Mahan. What is Mahan? What is to be Arthamanina? It's not Bahir Arthamanina, it's Prema Arthamanina. What should be considered of great value is the love of the Lord. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give that love. Prema Pumartho Mahan. And consider that to be that to be of some value. And not just get tempted by the flickering objects of sense gratification. And therefore, while describing Sthita Pragya to Arjuna, Lord Krishna uses a wonderful analogy in Bhagavad Gita 2.58, second chapter Gita. Yada samharate chayam kurmongani va sarvashah indriyani indriya arthebhyas tasya prajna pratishtita. Indriyani indriya arthebhyas. Indriya, we have senses, and indriya artha, we have the sense objects. So we have senses and the sense objects. Indriyani indriya arthebhyah kurmongani va sarvashah yada samharate chayam. So like a tortoise, when it perceives some difficulties or the dangers, then retrieves all the senses in the shell. Similarly, a devotee of the Lord, when he sees a kind of allurement in the sense objects, then he retrieves his senses from the sense objects. Rather, he engages his senses in the process of bhakti. So all the senses, actually, we call them knowledge acquiring senses, right? We have 5 knowledge acquiring senses: eyes, nose, ears, tongue, and skin. But when we allow these senses to so much entangle in the sense objects, that we make these senses blunt just by material enjoyment. The senses are not for enjoyment. The senses are for acquiring knowledge. And what kind of knowledge? Acquiring a spiritual knowledge. Even the material knowledge is acquired by these senses only. But looking, these senses needs to also be purified. And Bahir Artha Manina, one who considers something external to be of value, then you will invest your senses there, right? What is of some value, we invest our resources there, right? Let us say the phone is of much value to me, then I'm ready to invest all my money and all my energy to get a good phone, right? So anything which I consider to be value, I invest there. So when we consider sense gratification to be of value, we will invest our senses there and we make them blunt. But rather, we should consider the bhakti as of some value, love of the Lord as some value, and engage our senses there. Indeed. And how do we engage our senses? The greatest example is of Ambrish Muni. Savai manah Krishna padarvindayo vachamsi vaikunta gunan varnane Karo harer mandiramarjanadishu shrutim chakara chutasat kathodaye. Engaging all our senses. Beautiful. 9th canto, 4th chapter describes various limbs, how Ambrish perfected his life. So when we consider that spiritual life as Artha, not the Bahir Artha, but the inner Antar Artha, then we are introvert. Introvert means like the tortoise. The senses are retrieved and they rejoice within. So that rejoicing, that application of the senses in the sense, not in the sense objects, but in the process of bhakti. Ears in hearing Harikatha, tongue in chanting, glorifying the names of the Lord and the qualities of the Lord, Nam Rup Gun Lila, eyes in seeing the beautiful forms of the Lord, our head in going down in front of the deities, legs while going to the temple. Recently, we were hearing to a group of devotees, we were hearing to Prabhupada's class on second canto Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada amazingly explains there, like Karo Harer Mandira Marjanadishu. We know only one thing, that how hands are to be engaged. Hands are to be engaged in the service of the Lord by doing Mandira Marjana, cleaning the temple. Prabhupada, he brings out a very revolutionary point which struck me a lot. Prabhupada said, even typing, you are typing means you are using your hands in the service of the Lord. So when we type something Krishna conscious, even the typing, we have a mobile, you type some message of related to Krishna to someone, that means you are engaging your hands in Krishna service. That was so hope giving, we do so much of typing, we make notes of the classes and we have to prepare presentations. So our hands are most of the times on laptop. And that is also a kind of devotional service. Prabhupada practically brings out that, and that struck me a lot and gave a ray of hope, because sometimes we may not be able to do Mandir Marjan daily, but at least what we do is we type for Krishna daily. And Prabhupada beautifully says that that is also a devotional service. So engaging all our senses in the service of the Lord and not in the sense gratification. Basically, the more we have the value for these outside things in our heart, it will be more difficult to remember Lord Vishnu. As I mentioned, Sridhar Swami, brilliant commentary he has given to this verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. He says, he writes a verse which is very famous verse at that parlance, and therefore he says, as it is said. When it is said, don't know, but he says, as it is said. Vishayavishta chittanam Vishnu avesh suduratah varuni diggatam vastu varjan endrim kimapnuyat. He says, Vishaya avishta chittanam. Vishaya means sense objects. Avishta chittanam. When your chitta, when your mind is absorbed in the sense objects, Vishaya avishta chittanam, Vishnur avesh suduradaha. When your chitta, when your mind is completely absorbed in sense objects, where is the place for absorption in Vishnu? Vishnu avesh sudurataha. Durataha. Dur means far away. Sudurataha is very, very far. So when your chitta is absorbed in sense gratification, there cannot be absorption in Lord Vishnu. And he gives an example. If you have lost your thing in the western direction, how can you obtain that thing by going in the eastern direction? Right? Wonderful analogy he gives. If you have lost something in the western direction, how can you obtain that by going in the eastern direction? So you have to go in that direction. So our love of Krishna we have lost in the spiritual world. How can we obtain by going in the material world? We have to absorb our mind in Krishna, not in the sense objects. ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः संगस्तेषु उपजायते संगात् संजायते कामः कामात् क्रोधो विजायते क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृति विभ्रमः स्मृति भंशात् बुद्धिनाशो बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति. Falls down, degrades into the material pool again. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha, who contemplates on the sense objects and not on Vishnu. And therefore, this term Vishaya, Avishta Chittanam, when Sridhar Swami says that when our chitta is absorbed in Vishaya, now, which is more dangerous? Wish or Vishaya. Vish means poison. Vishaya. There are two Sanskrit terms. Vish means poison and Vishaya means sense object. Which is more dangerous? He says, in general parlance, we say poison is most dangerous thing. Okay, but what will happen if you drink poison? You will die, right? So wish kills you only once, but Vishaya, it kills you again and again and again and yet again. Punaha punaha charvita charvananam. So Vishaya is the most dangerous thing actually. One should stop contemplating on the sense object Bahirartha manina, give up that, and Antaha Artha manina. We have to give up Vishaya and we have to take up to the Krishna Sudha, Krishna Katha, and engage our senses in the service of Lord Hari, Lord Krishna. Even this Hare Namastak, we sing, that Harinam Aho Dukkham Maha Dukkham Dukkha Dukkhataram Tatha Yatha Kachayam Vismrutam Ratnam Harer Namaiva Kevalam. Kachayam Vismrutam Ratnam. That Krishna Prem is Ratna, and this sense gratification outside is Kach. That we say Kach ka tukda. And this Kach ka tukda analogy also comes when Dhruva also began his journey with Bahirartha manina. He considered, I want a abode which is greater than my great grandfather, even Lord Brahma. So I want something great. Bahirartha manina, he was like that. But when he got realized, when he got darshan of the Lord by following strictly the instruction given by Narad Muni, Sthana bilashi tapasi stitoham tvam praptavan deva munindra guhyam Kacham vichinvan api divya ratnam swamin kartarthosmi varam nayate. Kacham vichinvan, I just was looking for some broken pieces of glass. Api divya ratnam, but now I have obtained the divya ratna of your beautiful darshan, my Lord. And for that kach ka tukda, for that kacham vichinvan, I invested there, sthana bilashi tapasi stitoham. Sthana bilasha, to obtain that. Sthana bilasha, abhilasha. Abhilasha means some desire. What was the desire? Sthana bilasha. So a great place he wanted. Sthana bilasha. Bahirartha manina. Tapasi stitoham. I invested in tapasya. I did tapasya. But tvam praptavan deva munindra guhyam. I obtained the most invaluable object which is even difficult to obtain. Deva, Muni, Indra. They also cannot obtain. But I have obtained that. And therefore, in Harinamashtak, it is also again said, Trunakritya jagat sarvam rajate sakalam param chidanandamayam shuddham harer namaiva kevalam. Trunakritya jagat sarvam. The holy name of the Lord, when chanted properly, it will make you think everything as Trunakritya, just straw on the street. Now we are considering that also valuable, something, oh my God, so much of. So the craze of the outside things we have, and then after spiritual realization, that will be Trunakritya Jagat Sarvam. That will be of not some value, but what will be of some value? What will be Ratna? The association of the Lord, that will be Ratna. So this is the second thing. And Bahirartha maninaha, this is the second contamination of the materialist. And the third is Andha yathandhair upaniyamana. So do not get allured by the blind followers of the Vedas and enter the ditch, but surrendering to the enlightened personalities actually who are coming in parampara. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, Krishna says, 34th verse, that whom to seek knowledge from, seek from Tattvadarshi, who have seen the truth. Seen the truth. They are not Andha, but they are Tattvadarshi. They have seen the truth. So, Andha versus Tattvadarshi, they are opposite terms. Andha means they don't see anything. Tattvadarshi means they see everything from this point of view of scriptures. So, learn from them. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Tattvadarshi, they have seen the truth. They will impart you the knowledge. You do three things. Pranipat, pariprashna and seva. Surrender into them, pranipat, pariprashna, inquire from them submissively, and sevaya, serve them humbly. And therefore, Srila Prabhupada writes wonderfully in the purport of today's verse the meaning of Shukracharya. The word Shukra means semen and the Acharya refers to a guru. Hereditary gurus or spiritual masters have been accepted everywhere since time immemorial. But Prahlad Maharaj declined to accept such similar guru or take instruction from him. An actual guru is Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. Actual guru is one who has heard or received the perfect knowledge through parampara or disciplic succession. So this makes you a guru, one who has heard from the disciplic succession. So actually, we should surrender unto them. So we can remove this third flaw, by approaching a guru in the authentic disciplic succession and surrendering to them. Prahlad rejected Shukracharya. Even in the next generation, Bali Maharaj will also reject Shukracharya in the future, 8th canto Srimad Bhagavatam. So Bali Maharaj also rejected, did not listen to him. So hearing in parampara has saved many persons, and we have so many histories, right? And therefore, when we offer our prayers to gurus, Om Adnyana Timir Andhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. So much meaning is there, that I was in the darkness, but the Guru has given me the eyes, the Guru has given me the Anjan Shalaka, the light of knowledge by which I can see. I bow down to such a Guru. So we are blinded by ignorance, not able to pursue things in the material world. So if we follow the other persons who are also blind, then we will fall in a ditch. So better follow those persons who are enlightened. So at least we will move in a right path and make a good progress. Even Prahlad, same Prahlad, now he is telling this to Hiranyakashipu, that Andhaya Thander Upaniyamana, this blind, leading the blind man, is very common example actually. And Prahlad will give same example to Narsimhadev also. Prahlad gave same example to Hiranyakashipu from the point of view of what materialists do. And he will now, the same example he will give to Narsimhadev also, that I was a materialist, but Narad Muni saved me. Evam janam nipatitam prabhava hi kupe kama bhikama manuyah prapatan prasangat krutvat masat surarshina bhagavan grihita soham katham nu visruje tava bhrutya sevam. Evam janam nipatitam prabhava hi kupe. Kup is blind well, again the same thing. Blind leading the blind and falling into ditch. This ditch is now the blind well. Prahlad gives the same analogy. Evam janam, all these people, ni patitam, they're falling into what? Prabhava hi kupe, the material pool, the dark well, they are falling into it. Kama bhikama anuyaha prapatan prasangat, and they are just desiring sense objects, and when following them, prapatan prasangat, by their association, I was also falling into the ditch. But krutvat masat surarshina bhagavan grihita, I was saved by Surarshina, by Devarshi Narada. By his mercy, he saved me. Soham katham nu visruje tava bhrutya sevam. How can I give up service to him? So I need to serve that spiritual master. So Prahlad, the Lord is there in front of him, and he was expressing his gratitude to the Guru for Kritmat Masat Surarshina Bhagavan, by mercifully showing me the way and bringing me or taking me out of that rat race amongst the people who were going into the deep dark well. He saved me from that. So we need to be grateful to such gurus who have taken us out from that pool and who have shown us the right path of Krishna consciousness. So in summary, we saw today this shloka, Nate Vidhu Swartha Gatim Vishnu, very famous shloka. Prabhupada used to quote the shloka also many times, and its purport is also amazing. So if Narsimhadev, if Hiranyakashipu might have asked that why people don't worship your Lord Krishna, then 3 reasons he gives here. Dhuraasa, their aim of life is contaminated. Bahir Arthamaninaha, they consider outside things to be of some value, not the inside things. And even if they want to They want some enlightenment also. Then the flowery language of the Vedas allures them, and there are cheaters who cheat them and they go into the blind ditch. And we saw that how these three flaws of a materialist can be purified from the textual concept, what we can learn from them. So dhuraasa is polluted aim of life, and that can be purified by hearing abundantly about the Supreme Lord, first thing. Second is bahir artha maninaha, the internal accomplishments should be considered of some value and not the external sense gratification. That and always be thinking about the Lord, engaging our senses in the service of the Lord. If our chitta is always absorbed in Vishaya Vishta Chittanam Vishnu Avesh Suduratah, when our chitta is absorbed in Vishaya, then the Vishnu will not be able to enter there. So we also discuss wish versus Vishaya. Wish will kill you once, but Vishaya will keep you killing in every birth. And we saw many verses from Hare Namastak and even Prahlad's and Dhruva's prayer that, sthana bilashi tapasi sthito. So kachan vichinvan api diveratnam. So these external things are actually kach, they are just pieces of glass, and the inner substance is actually a real substance, which is like a diamond. So look for that, engage in service of that. And the third flaw, andha yathandar upaniyamana, that blind followers and don't get allured and distracted by those people who are not enlightened, but rather, just as Prahlad Maharaj rejected his Shukracharya and Shandamarka Guru, but accepted Narada Muni, and he indirectly hinted that from Narada Muni I have learned, that. And when Lord also appeared, he gives the same analogy that I was going as a materialist in the same pool, but Narada's mercy has saved me. So let us surrender unto the spiritual masters who are coming in parampara, listen from them, engage our senses in bhakti, and serve to the spiritual masters. Then these three flaws of a materialist, because of which we are also here in the material world, will be taken care of slowly through the process of bhakti, and we will also one day aspire at least for that real substance which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give us. Prema Umartho Maham. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Are there any questions?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for this very, very beautiful class and how to get out of this material entanglement. So many things are practical. That, Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you. Prabhu, there are some hand raises. I request Supriya Tarlekar Mataji, you can please ask your question.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, very good class. You very nicely explain all the 3 points and you did not diverse from the main topic. That was a good thing. Prabhuji, I have mainly 2 questions here. What are the signs and symptoms of the person who has already achieved Krishna Prema? Like Sthita Prajna, we have certain signs, symbols, how he sits, walks, etc. given in Bhagavad Gita. So what are the similar symptoms in person who already achieved Krishna Prema?
Yeah, actually in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the chapter is there, one full chapter. Characteristics of one who has developed bhava. Anyone who has developed that stage of bhava, Krishna Prema, the stage before, what are his symptoms? So there are many symptoms. Avyartha Kalakam, he don't waste time. And then Asha Bandha, he has a hope that Lord will protect me. And like that, there are many symptoms mentioned. And one who has actually obtained the Krishna Prem, that he has natural attraction to the holy name, natural attraction to the hearing the qualities of the Lord. And whenever he utters the holy name, actually, even Prahlad's characteristics were mentioned in the previous thing, previous chapter, that he had natural attraction to the Rati towards the Lord. And whenever he sings the name of the Lord, he just dances and rolls on the ground and tears flows from his eyes. So these are some advanced symptoms of those who have obtained the love of Lord.
Okay, Prabhuji, another question. You gave your personal example about cigarette packets and the value you were putting on those packets. So definitely it's a wrong value system. But suppose if as a kid or as a boys, if you had believed in that value system, probably by now you would have been smoking a lot of cigarettes, or you would have addicted to the cigarettes. Okay, because that is the value system when you have acquired. But fortunately you did not take that path and you came to Krishna consciousness. Okay, so what is, there must be some this external factor which guides a person, certain people, on right goal of life, and some people get drawn to the wrong goal of life. So what is that factor, Prabhuji? And
Yeah, the wrong goal of life is mainly because of the wrong association, I'll say. That how people acquire the value system is through association, as I mentioned the example of that student, who don't have much association of opposite sex, and people treat him ill. And like that, even my example, we had assigned some value system. So, but we were saved by a good association and a good parentage. So basically, this value system we acquire through association. The people whom we live with, if we always live and surround ourselves with people who value a lot of material prosperity, then we will also give value to material prosperity only. That is there, then only I am successful. So therefore, choose your association wisely, which shapes your value system.
Prabhuji, but this association, etc., all this knowledge you got later on. Now you got it.
Yeah.
As a child, as a kid, you did not choose that wrong path. So that association came later on. So what was that factor which led you to the right path? And of course, not all your friends.
Just like, no, that was just like play. I mentioned, that was just like a playing.
Why I'm taking this seriously, because
kids used to collect, and that yeah.
Why I'm taking this seriously, because most of the people, if you see, they are still chasing money. They are still giving more importance to the money. Okay, and corporates are using this tendency to benefit themselves. So what I'm saying is that people still, they don't realize the value of a spiritual life even after so many issues, and they are still choosing the goal of life as earning more and more money. So there must be something which is driving them in that direction, while people in the Krishna consciousness, they are kept away from that. So what is that particular thing which show some few people a right path and other people a wrong goal?
So there are two things here. One is, outside people having so much, they have given the value to money, like value system. The high tech car you have, the more money you have, you are happy. That is always considered valuable. So when we live with them, we will also start valuing that. So one thing is, you have to associate with those people who value to simple living and high thinking. Then you will start valuing that. So this is one thing. And second thing is, in sense, not in ultimate sense, but even a Krishna conscious person is not necessarily a poor person. We don't say that you don't earn money. We say you earn money in a positive way and use that also in a positive way, right? Amrish Maharaj, he was a king. Yudhishthira Maharaj, they are kings, like rulers. But they were selflessly serving with whatever they had. So similarly, this is called as Yukta Vairagya. Yukta Vairagya Muchyate. So we need to engage whatever we have in the service of the Lord. That is called as Yukta Vairagya. And that we can always pursue. But the only thing is that while employing the principle of Yukta Vairagya, sometimes the only Yukta remains and Vairagya goes away. So maybe because we start valuing outside things more. So we need to simultaneously, we need a higher association wherein we will redefine our value system. And
Thank you, Prabhuji.
particularly if you are asking about my childhood, then I'll just tell one incident that how I was saved. So we were just assigning value to the packets, small empty packets of cigars. So if we would have continued, then slowly we would have picked cigar also. So even my father was in army, he used to smoke, drink, everything he used to do. Later he got transformed, but we used to go for a play, and then he used to ask us, go and bring the cigar to me. So we used to purchase cigars, and then bring him. So one fine day, actually the vendor was little far off. There used to be ground, and then the vendor was there. So we used to go for play. And so one day I just told my father that I'm going for playing. You want that cigar? Otherwise, I'll come from play and then exhausted, and you'll tell me again go. So that will be problematic. So tell me in advance only. So he said, no, I have given up smoking. How come all of a sudden you have given up smoking? You're saying, I'm just asking you whether should I bring or not. And then he said, if I'm asking you to bring cigars and I'm smoking cigars, then tomorrow, if you also start smoking, I won't have any say over you. So for your sake, I've given up smoking. And that struck me a lot. And because of that one small incident, I never looked into the direction of cigars in my life. From childhood only. So the point is, yadi acharati sreshta, whatever the great people follow, other people just emulate. So as I mentioned, association, here the association was basically the right parenthood presented by my parents, I'll say.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mother.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for that very touching practical incident. Yes, Prabhu. As a child, as you said, the parenthood has helped a lot. That is what is the main thing. They observe and they learn. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next I request Krishna Prabhu, you can ask your question.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Hare Krishna, Sukkar Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Dhan Prabhu. You are so
pleasure
really
to talk to you.
Krishna Dhan only. You are really Krishna Dhan, because I have gone through all your videos and you are really emphatic from the way you did in 1 hour whole Bhagavad Gita. That was something unbelievable. And I'm able to do in many of my Zoom classes. You are that one. I copied your things. And one more thing that you did Chatushloki in that some 3-4 classes. That was also fantastic. And when Bhakti Sanga started this Shravana Kirtana, immediately I saw yours, that 9 Vida Bhakti in Bhagavad Gita. So immediately I posted to Shama Gauri Mataji, Priti Vilasmi, everybody, Vinita Mataji. So I was waiting, they should call you. And they called you, I said, that Prabhu has come. Oh, you are really wonderful, Prabhu. I like your president also, because I stayed with Swarup Damodar Prabhu, Radhanath disciple in Dubai. So he used to tell about your president in your place,
Nasik temple.
And Nasik temple. And I love you so much. You are such a wonderful devotee. Your Wednesday classes, you really bind the devotees. You are really a Shaktavesh. You are really great, Prabhu. You are really simply good. Please, I want your mercy.
No. Thank you first of all for your kind words. But I'm just presenting what I'm gaining in the parampara, and I'm just maybe some presentation in a way which appeals to the people. I know people are these days looking for something very short, so therefore the title we gave, Bhagavad Gita, entire Bhagavad Gita in 1 hour, and it appealed to the people, and many people listen to that. And yeah, basically, my love for Gita is there. And I just share that love with others, and then people also fall in love with the scriptures.
You told that you love Bhagavad Gita because 18.67, 68 Krishna told, whoever will spread my message, they will come back to me. That made you to come. So after that, I am also telling the same thing to all, that if you want to go back, you preach Bhagavad Gita. So you are very Hare Krishna. I want to be in touch with you in future also. I don't have your number. I need to be in touch with you regularly. I need your support everywhere, all over the world.
You really can take, maybe Shama Gauri Mataji, you can take from her. We can.
I'll take from her. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Thank you very much. I'm really
Prabhuji,
East or West. Krishna Dhan Prabhu is the best. Thank you.
Prabhuji, do you conduct classes online?
Oh, so many classes.
Next.
Yeah, I have on Monday I have classes on Bhagavad Gita, each verse, one verse online.
Prabhuji, if you have any classes, please share your URL or whatever Zoom ID.
I'll share to Shama Gauri Mataji. Is she on the call? Yeah, she is there on the call.
Yes, Prabhuji, she's on.
Yeah, so I can share.
Especially I'm looking for Bhagavatam.
I'll share those links to join the groups to Shama Gauri Mataji, and she can.
You have another video which is good was how to pronounce the slokas. You gave one book on how to make the slokas easy. After that, many of my devotees started learning slokas. We gave 1 hour class on how to learn the slokas. So you are really superb. आपको बहुत अच्छा लगता है. शान है.
Thank you for your love. Keep blessing me so that I keep serving the community.
Radha Krishna Mati Rasti.
Thank you.
Next, I request Nitya Nrsimha Prabhuji, please ask your question.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranam. Really, such a nectarian class, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, this how one can find Tattvadarshi Guru, because in the current age, as you mentioned, blind following the blind. So my question is, how one can find Tattvadarshi Guru?
Yeah, very good question. How to find a Tattvadarshi and learn a Tattva from him. Srila Prabhupada used to give this example, that if you want to purchase a diamond, you go to any shop, you should know first of all what a diamond is. Otherwise, they'll cheat you, You go to market, they'll say 1 crore rupees and give you a broken piece of glass, and you consider that as a diamond and come back and get cheated. So it is very essential that we know what real substance is made up of. So similarly, Tattvadarshi is a one we should know properly. And how do we understand a Tattvadarshi Guru? In Upadeshamrut, first verse itself, Rupa Goswami makes it very clear. Vacho vegam manasah krodha vegam jivva vegam udarupastha vegam etan vegan yo vishahet adhiraha sarvamapi mam prithivim sashishat. He can make disciples all over the earth. Prithvi, not all over the world, but all over the Prithvi, who has conquered these 6 urges. The sense control of all these urges, Vacho Vegam, Manasa, Krodha Vegam, Jiva Vegam, Udarupastha Vegam, the 6 types of urges are mentioned by Rupa Goswami. When he has conquered these, he is basically eligible to make disciples all over the world, means he is a Tattvadarshi, he can become a guru. And basically Tattvadarshi is one who has seen the Tattva, means the first thing is he is sense controlled. Second thing is he loves Krishna. Not Bahirartha Manina, but Antarartha Manina. And then the third thing is he's knower of the scriptures. He knows them thoroughly. He not only knows them, he lives by them, the fourth thing. And he not only lives by them, he instills those value system into others also. So what is Acharya, Achinorti hi shastrartham Acharya sthapayatita swayam acharatayastu sa acharya prachakshate. This is the definition of Acharya. What is the definition of Acharya? Achinoti shastrartham. He can read and collect so many points from the scriptures. Acharya sthapayatita. He instills those values from the scripture into others. Second thing. Third thing, swayam acharatayastu. He also follows in his own life. So acharya prachakshate. He is called as an Acharya. So expert in collecting gems from the scriptures, installing them in others, and following himself also by his example. So these are the 4 or 5 things which a Tattvadarshi we have to look into.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. And follow-up question, Prabhu, as you mentioned about the flowery language, and you nicely explained like what is the value of the flower. As I mean, so it's many like the people who don't follow the disciplic succession, they also speak on Bhagavatam, and beautifully they recite and everything. So this how sometimes we get trapped by hearing such lectures from such people. My question is, if a person is not following the disciplic succession and he speaks on the subject matter of Bhagavatam very in a flowery language, so what will be the destiny of such person and the followers of such person?
First of all, Sanatana Goswami tells us that sarpochistam dugdham varjayat. That milk, if it is touched by the lips of a snake, we should not drink that. That has turned into poison. So similarly, anyone, though they are speaking, milk is good, but it is touched by the poison of a snake, that becomes dangerous. So similarly, Bhagavatam is always good, but that is touched by these unauthentic commentators, that though it is Bhagavatam, it is poison for us, because being touched by the maybe impersonalist or whatever, because we don't know their asha, you know. There are many people who do wonderful Bhagavad Kathas, and there are many people who will talk very highly about spiritual stuff, and many people get attracted to them, lakhs of followers they have. But we need to understand that, therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, wherever he went, you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sadhya Sadhana Karaha Nirnay, whomever spiritual master he used to meet, he used to ask them, tell me what is your goal, and tell me what is the method to achieve that goal. Sadhya Sadhana Karaha Nirnay. So even if we ask these such types of people, you know, there was a person who came to meet along with Gopal Bhatta Goswami to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The person who was chanting Ram 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 throughout, constantly used to chant. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, what is the goal of your chanting? He said, I want to become Ram. And then there is a problem. The chanting was good, but the goal was polluted. So similarly, all these people, we need to ask them, what is the goal? We have to understand thoroughly. First thing we need to understand is, what is their goal? If their goal is polluted, we don't accept that. So, and many people they don't speak about the goal so easily, you know. So we have to be expert in finding out what is the goal. Why are they speaking that? So once you understand their goal, and if they say Gopir Bharto Padagamalyoho Das Dasan Dasa, becoming servant of the devotees of the Lord. And what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you know, Aradhya Bhagwan Vaishtanaya Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Katit Upasana Vrajvadu Varganaya Kalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanamam Prema Pumarthaman. These 5 things, if they are aligned with this, it means they must be in Parampara then. So anyone who values these 5 things, anyone shows the symptom of a guru, which I just told you in your previous question, then we need to consider them as authentic, and we can listen to them. Otherwise, actually, when we this is a very serious subject actually, you're taken out at the end, but whom to listen to? And even in ISKCON, this is a very a burning question. We have a group of devotees wherein we discuss Shuddha Bhakti Chintamani by Shivaram Swami Maharaj, a very wonderful book and must read for a sadhaka book. That exists. You know, as a sadhaka makes progress at various levels, what he should hear and read, that because that is going to change, right? When a 10-year child eat and drink something, is same is not sufficient for the one who is 25 years old, right? That has to change. And so similarly, a sadhana, what we do as a sadhaka in 10 years, 20 years, 25 years, so there has to be some change. And what should be that change? He authentically guides in that book. That otherwise people just go to some Babaji here and there and listen. No, because the aim of life, we need to understand that what is the aim. Otherwise, what will happen is that we have the Shuddha Bija, and then we give some different kind of water. Actually, the beach will grow and land up somewhere else. We don't want that. We want this Bhaktilata creeper to be guided properly and reach only Krishna, not anywhere else. So Shravana Kirtana Jale Karaya Sinchana. We have to properly take care of this Bhaktilata beach, which we have got fortunately after many births. So we need to really be very careful about what we consume in this age of YouTube and Instagram. So I think Hare Krishna, we can, almost 6:18 here.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for that wonderful question. Thank you, Prabhuji, for this wonderful session, and all the question answer session was very, very interesting, and we got to know so many things about you also and your presentations, and we will be happy to share it in the Bhakti Sanga group. Thank you, Prabhuji. So let us pay our obeisances to Prabhuji.
Thank you all.
And all the Vaishnavas.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Such a wonderful class. Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Jai.
So much, Prabhu. Dandavad pranam.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Such a wonderful class. Very nice.